Yeah, I think our guys, took control of the moment, I guess you could say, in terms of understanding that, this was a big game in a lot of ways, and I think our guys have responded in so many ways in these big games, right? You look at, obviously, Kansas City, San Francisco, some of those moments where, I think they ultimately always kind of feel disrespected, and that's something that continues to feed our team.
Liam, in your first year, you've won a lot of different ways, but what's it been like the last 2 weeks here against a divisional opponent to get out early and increase the lead, but be able to hang on to the lead? What's it been like the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, starting fast was something we didn't really do a great job of at times this season, and I think we've done a better job of executing early in games and also taking the momentum and using it, like actually coming and playing complementary football. And our defense did an unbelievable job, again, creating turnovers, and then we were able to take advantage of them. So I think this team is continuing to gain confidence, especially our quarterback right now, and that's something that ultimately is going to continue to hopefully lead us.
Trevor had a lot of success throwing downfield today. Just what did you see from him, and how big can unlocking that part of the offense really be for you guys?
Huge. When you can attack, every blade of grass is something that ultimately we want to be able to do. And to get BTJ going down the field vertically, some great throws and catches from those guys. Tim Patrick made a few big plays down the field as well. That's a huge part of this game, is being able to stretch people vertically. So much of our pass game has been a little bit more intermediate and trying to create more zones and catch and run, and to make these guys just made plays today in a lot of ways. Like, those weren't phenomenally schemed up plays. Those are our players going out and being special.
And then just seeing Travis Etienne and what he was able to do in the run game, how important was that today?
Yeah, it was huge. In those kind of games, you've got to be able to grind out some clock, continue to have balance. The huge turnover that we got, and then we hit the 28 or whatever it was yard run. Being explosive in the run game in some points, but also grinding out some of those hard physical runs. That's got to be a recipe for our success as we move forward.
Liam, Trevor's confidence in those deep balls, that just doesn't happen overnight. Is that product of maybe some of their way they're playing defense, the way you guys are running the ball? Or is it him, like you finally got into him, let it go, man?
Yeah, I think we have worked pretty hard, I would say, and throughout the whole season in practice, watching tape and really trying to detail and get more reps at throwing the ball down the field. We've been pretty diligent about every Wednesday in our Mamba, going and throwing the ball. Just let's throw a go ball. Like, let's just keep throwing it down the field a little bit. And then again this Thursday, we try to do the same thing with him and BT on the first play of Mamba again. So we've worked at it. Credit these guys for sticking with it and continuing to have confidence in each other, right? In each other to go make plays. So, I think that us being able to run it may have helped in some of those, but really a few of those were just like those guys going out and making huge plays.
When you have a team that feeds on disrespect, how does that continue to go when maybe the respect starts to come, which might be where you are right now? I don't know if we'll
ever really get it. So that's the beauty of it. It ain't coming, you know that. It's not. So, and that's the beauty of it, and that's totally fine. And it's one of those things that I think the group right now. Houston was good for us. I do believe that. The end of Houston was good for us, and to know that each game is going to be a 60-minute football game, and our mindset and mentality has to be that way. And when you get into December and you're going to go play some really difficult games on the schedule coming up, and everyone counts. Trevor just said it. Everyone is exactly the same right now moving forward for us. And I'm very proud of these guys getting the 9 wins, but a lot of work to be done.
Sounds like you don't honestly want the respect to come.
Yeah, I don't think it helps. I've heard the rat poison before. Everybody loves you when you're doing it well, and then, you're always going to find something. That's the competitive advantage that you have. Every player has to get themselves into a place, right? You always hear the stories about Jordan and how he would create things to get himself into a place to go compete. So our guys just keep finding ways to to get a little bit pissed off and go play their tails off and execute, though, at a higher level. And I think that's the thing that we're starting to see a little bit better since the Chargers game is, playing with an edge, but also going out and executing the plan at a higher level.
I apologize for bringing up last year, but when you watched the film, you saw the complete lack of complementary football. You mentioned it a moment ago. I mean, to get those takeaways, and then turn right around one play later, score, and again, get points off of takeaways, how important that is to this team.
It's so big. I mean, it's one of the biggest aspects of Campy's defense that I've appreciated from day one was, we want to stop the run and limit the run, and we want to try to take the ball away. And now those were two things that we really tried to emphasize from the moment that we got here together as a staff. They did a phenomenal job all throughout OTAs, mini camp, training camp, really preaching the ball disruption and to continue to be able to, punch, hammer, rake, be opportunistic. The zone coverage drops we've worked so much at, and to see some of those come to fruition is exactly why you coach. It's, you typically get what you emphasize in this league.
How impressed were you by Trayvon Walker just being able to go out there after what he's been through with the knee injury, gets that fourth down stop? Just how impressive was that?
I'm very proud of Trayvon. I know he's been chomping at the bit to get back out there and go put it on tape. And that's what he's been trying to go do. And he's stayed consistent. He worked his tail off from a rehab standpoint and was able to go out there and make a difference for us today. He's somebody that we lean on heavily. We count on him to go out and make plays for us. And I was very proud of him today.
Bottling up Jonathan Taylor for most of the game. Just what did that say about your guys' defense or run defense?
Yeah, it's the number one pillar of our defense, and that standard has to continue to remain the theme, and just keeping the standards high of that's the kind of football team that we would like to be. That's the kind of football team that we are right now, is having the ability to go stop the run, and whether it's in single high or two high, you guys know that helps you more than anything when you're able to do both. So credit the defense, Campy, the staff, but the players going out and executing the plan, and really it comes down to whooping blocks. Like, you can call a million different plays and calls, but our guys have a mindset and mentality to not stay blocked, and that's the critical thing.
Yeah, I thought it was the best we've played from the passing game perspective all season as far as down the field, making plays and, giving our guys a shot and them just going and making plays in tough conditions. So I got to give a lot of credit to, our receivers did a great job finishing those plays. Protection up front, we protected really well, no sacks, and it's a defense that's really good, has generated a lot of pressure, brings a lot of pressure, and I thought we had a really good plan and did some good things. So it was a good day as far as that goes.
Can you describe the touchdown to Jacoby, how that play opened up, and describe the touchdown to Patrick, please?
Yeah. Jacoby's, we had his cover three, and we had a play on that we used, kind of a three-beater. So get the overlap corner, and we got a nice little shot there. Jacoby matched up on the backer. So had a good plan for that, and worked great. And then for Tim, just scramble, keep the play alive. They actually matched that play pretty good. They do a lot of that in the red zone where they, it's a good defense, a good scheme, where they try to cover everybody up, and especially when they know when you're throwing the ball. We had no timeouts, so they covered it well. Our line blocked awesome. I had a lane to escape, and then, making those are the big plays in the red zone when you can scramble and score off them. That's how so many touchdowns in this league are off scrambles. So it's great to see our guys just continue to work and, find a way.
Trevor, a lot of the focus on this team seems to be internal this year, as in, if we play our best, we can beat anybody. Is that different this year? And if so, why?
I think you always want that to be the thought process. I just feel like this team has done a really good job of really staying focused on the task at hand and taking it week by week, regardless of, the season we've had some crazy games, we had a lot of adversity, had a lot of great learning experiences. We've been through a lot, and every week I think we respond the right way. We don't always necessarily play our best. There's things that are going to happen in the game that you got to, make up for, and you got to make plays and have each other's back. And I think that's the great thing about this team is we've shown that we can win kind of however we need to, whether it's offense picking up the defense picking up the offense. special teams making huge plays. I think that's what you're seeing our team. We're a complete team. We're coming together every week more and more, especially at the end of the season when you have to do that.
Liam talked about it, and Travis as well, the disrespect that you guys seem to feed off of, and how does that relate back to what happened against Houston?
As far as relating back to Houston, I just think for our team, it's anything you can use as fuel, you use it. We know that it doesn't really matter what anybody says on the outside, but you use all that as fuel, and I think we all feel like we're a really good team, and probably don't get the credit we deserve. And everybody talks about every other team, and even in our own division, it's all these other teams that are going to go, win the division and do all these things, and nobody really cares about the Jags, which is fine. It's kind of just how it is, and we'll use that as a chip on our shoulder and keep playing. But it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, we got to go out there on Sunday and play well. And it was great today. We did that. We answered the call. We needed to play well today. We did. At this point in the season, they're all big moving forward. Every one of them is. So we got to do that every week.
You've been, Trevor, you've been around some streaks, 22, 23. Is this, you just feel how confident the group is every time you walk out there right now?
Yeah, you just feel the energy from the team, the confidence. A lot goes into that. A lot of, obviously, I think with a team, to see it happen in different situations, like I talked about, the way we've won, gives you confidence in your team, and just you're going to respond the right way. And that's the one thing I know I got full faith in with our team is regardless of what happens, we're going to respond and we're going to have a shot to go win the game. And that's important because it's just these games never go exactly how you think they're going to go. Everybody has a plan going in. Everyone feels great about their plan, and you see a lot of games that don't go well for certain teams. So it's just how you respond to the bad moments or the missed plays or missed throws or whatever it is. Just play the next play.
There was so much made about the elements. How much is that in the back of your mind as a quarterback, but also even some of the run plays and the turf or whatever else? How much does it factor into what you're doing?
I think it's just even more of an emphasis on protecting the ball. You still just go play, and you run what's called, and you go and you make a play, and you have your plan, and it doesn't change. I think from a coaching perspective, maybe some of the calls change a little bit in certain situations when it's really pouring at different parts of the game. But for me, I just go execute what's called and get to my right checks and just go play ball, and trying to have an awareness of throwing a catchable ball for guys when it is wet, of just, don't rip one as hard as you can at their head. It's, tips and all those issues, and the ball's wet. So trying to just give them catchable throws. But besides that, you just go play ball.
Let's go over to Mark and then again.
Trevor, I was kind of piggyback a little bit off of what Brett was asking you about. This 25 team is catching on at the right time, and almost similar to what you guys did in 22. What are the similarities and differences, for that matter, of these two particular teams?
Yeah, I mean, every team's different. A lot of obviously different players and staff and all those things. But I think just the feeling of when you have that confidence as a team, that's similar. I just think that's something that's real, and you can feel it when your team's confident going into every week. And the way we practice and prepare has been very focused. I think you look at just how we've matured over the season as far as whether it's penalties, taking care of the football, executing critical moments. All those things have just gotten better every week, and we got to continue to do it. And we're going to play some good teams down the stretch, and we got to continue to play well.
We're going to finish with Mia and Mark.
Trevor, you were asked earlier in the year about Liam's energy matching your energy and kind of you two balancing each other out. There's already a play, I think it was after the Tim Patrick long conversion, the 29-yarder, that you look like you almost were going to headbutt Liam. Can you just describe the evolution of the chemistry between you two and where it is now, especially as it feels like this passing game is really starting to click?
Yeah, I mean, we have a great relationship, and I've talked about a lot this season, just the dynamic with us, and it's been awesome. It's been fun. I think, like I said, he's brought a little bit more juice out of me and some more energy and some intensity. So it's been awesome. And then obviously after a big play, I think we were both pretty jacked up on that one. The third down, towards the end of the game, trying to seal it, and me and Tim were able to make a good play there. So yeah, we're pretty pumped up. It's been fun.
Trevor, what does it say about Liam as a motivator, that he can kind of keep you guys on edge in a game where you guys haven't lost to them here since 14? Two teams were headed in different directions, and he's got you guys feeling like you're disrespected around the world.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been impressed with just the way he addresses the team, the energy. I mean, he's just relentless. It's pretty cool to see as a player and how much he puts into it. And I think that's a big piece of it too. Throughout the week, he knows the plan so well, offensively, defensively. He just knows everything that's going on. He puts so much time into it, cares about it so much, and the way he talks to the team, you can tell. And he just has a way of getting the guys going. I think we're a mature team, and we're able to. The players at the end of the day have to do it, and it's on us. But as far as following his lead and him bringing the energy, it's been really, really cool.